Hi and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. You're looking at one of my favorite trees. This is a Rose of Sharon that my mother planted by just putting a stick in the ground. And I took it from their house when we sold the house, stuck it in this pot after it sat in a bucket all winter. And then in the spring of 2020, I put it in this pot. I protect it with mulch during the winter. I just brought it into the greenhouse today, and I think it's time to repot this tree. One of the things I love about this tree is that I defoliate it I've been defoliating it in July, but I think I want to defoliate it in mid-June this year. And that gives you an opportunity in mid-summer or early summer to do some refinement, and then you get that opportunity again in the fall. So it's an interesting tree. It flowers. It flowered for the first time in this pot last summer. It had one flower. It has some scarring, serious scarring, but it's rolling over. I am going to break out the power tools at some point. I'm going to extend this shari. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do a close-up of this. I'll extend this shari down, and I will probably extend this one down also. I'm getting some fine branching. This is the tree that looks like the big smooth bark maple in the middle of the field, the big tree. There are some things I want to do with this tree. I want to bring this branch down a bit, probably guy wire it down. This branch as well, to kind of make it wider. I want to encourage this branch to grow up this year. Let's see what's happening. The buds are starting to swell. Last year at this time, I thought this tree was dead. I saw no buds at all. We've had a very, very mild winter, and the buds are swelling. They're not turning green necessarily yet, but they will very soon. I made some mistakes with wire on this tree. There's some spiraling here that you'll see when I do some close-up work that I left on a little too long. I think this is a better candidate for clip and grow, so I will take it clip and grow from here. I'm saying that right now, but who knows what I'll think in the future. I have to commit, don't I? So anyway, I like this drum pot. I think this tree would go great in this drum pot. I think it's the right size. It's quite a bit less depth. So I think I got a little root work to do, and I think this is the perfect time to do it. All right, let me get ready and I'll get this out of the pot. This is a very smooth bark tree. You know, the roots are active, but not very active. Let's see what we can do. The right way to do this is the way I'm doing it. Gently and radially, trying to break up roots rather than tear through them. And I'm going to have to make some selections. I think there is some trunk flare that I want to show beyond what's here. So I'm going to move ahead a little more quickly. Well, I'm happy to report this has a pretty fabulous root system. So I'm going to get started trying to lower the root plane. These are just some high roots that I know I'm not going to need. I'm just going to take them off. The next high one is this. This looks like one had been cut off before, but the soil level hadn't changed. Now it has. Really lucked out with this root base. There's still a lot of garden soil in here. There is some grit. So this might have been an early attempt at an organic mix. Oh, look at that. Hadn't noticed that before. Can you see that? Or if that could be my root plane. I'll get this in good bonsai soil. I'll get these roots sorted out. And hopefully we'll have a good summer. I'm gonna like updating you on this tree because the foliage comes back within 2 weeks. You got beautiful young foliage that comes back. The foliage on this tree, you know, it doesn't look like a maple or anything, but the impression is a sprawling maple. Well, at least that's what I'm going for in this iteration. It's sitting pretty flat. I don't think I want to change any of that. I'm just going to clean up things that are dead, things that are too big, things that are in the way, things that don't suggest that really cool root plane that I'm seeing. This definitely has to come out. I'll make a rough cut first. That's three roots. This root, too high. This is dead, whatever this is. Okay, this root's too high. A little more cleanup on that one. I'm just gonna cut this thick root short. What about this guy right here? Not too high. It is. There's one right below it. I'm gonna go with that. Wow. Okay, this one comes out. It's got nice root hairs there, going in a good direction. This I want to take out. Okay, hopefully that fills in. This is a big upward and it crosses others. I'm just trying to get it untangled here. Yeah, I think this large piece underneath comes off. It's pretty big. There's not a lot associated with it. See if I can get that closer. Wow. I have a feeling this tree is going to do very well. It's not going to sit particularly flat. I'm cutting a few of these short and parallel with the ground so that it stimulates new root growth. Here's one growing up. Okay. A couple of roots that weren't too high in the root plane before are now too high in the root plane. Okay. That's it. That's it. Sorry, I took it out of your view there for a second. That's all I'm going to do. There's probably more in its next repot. But I'm going to plant this straight up in that drum pot. I think dead center in the middle. I'm going to look at that and decide. Okay, I got the pot all prepared and I am going to tie it down. And now I want to get a base layer of soil into the pot. mound it up in the center. All right, I'm just going to trim the root ends. That don't want to fit in the pot. All right, start filling it in with soil. And it's going to be fun seeing this tree flourish. My mom's sure going to like seeing it. My sisters may even like seeing this. They don't really remember the trees my mother planted, but I do. I think this is going to be pretty secure. It's amazing how you can feel where to push soil down into. You know, it's something you develop the more you do it. I like to use a thin chopstick, a pointy chopstick, and really go back and forth. Like right there is a little chasm. The tree is leaning slightly this way, I think, so I'm going to try and inject some soil under this side more to raise that side of the tree, get it a little bit more stable in the pot. Yeah, I can feel it getting more stable. Gotta get a little more soil on the top of that. Can't help but be happy with how much more root flare I picked up. I mean, this isn't the front of the tree necessarily yet. But I picked up a good ½ inch. Okay, I just want this tree to grow on nicely. This, if it grows on nicely this season, I think I'm home free. Once again, this is my Rose of Sharon from my mom's house, that she'll be so happy when she sees this. She's going to be 97 in May. All right. Thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.